Hello and all, welcome to a Galaxy Man Show interview show. So for today's guest is this incredible actress known by the name of Lauren Cornelius. She has been cast in Doctor Who Big Finish audio for the Doctor Who Big Finish. And yeah, I'm really excited to have Lauren on my show today to talk about her role as Dodo, the old companion from the very first Doctor's era. Hello, Lauren.
Hi,
How's it
hello.
going?
How
How's
are
it
you?
going? Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm good. Yeah.
I'm good, thank you. Where are
That's
you?
good. I'm actually from Australia.
Oh my God, no way.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what part of Australia are you in?
Brisbane, Australia.
Nice. I've never
Yeah.
been to Australia. I would love to go to Australia.
You so should come eventually once like everything's not locked down and stuff at the moment. So yeah.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, you guys have like handled this whole Corona situation like amazingly by just sort of locking the borders.
Yeah, pretty much. How are you guys coping, by the way?
Yeah, we're still in lockdown over here. Sorry, I just turning it up. We're still in lockdown over here, but like things are starting to open up from Monday. Uh,
Oh wow.
yeah, and then I think on June 21st, that's apparently like the big day when everything will kind of, yeah, all open up again. Everything will go open up because you've got like nightclubs and you've got, you know,
Pretty much everything open basically.
yeah. Oh my God,
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyways, thank you for taking the time to come onto my show, Lauren. It's such a pleasure having you on. To people that don't know who you are, if you can give it a bit of backstory about who you are and what you do, and then we'll dive right into the questions.
yeah. Oh my God. Thank you so much for having me. It's so awesome. This is my second ever Instagram live. I don't do them. I just never really do them. But I do mostly radio. I'm never normally like on the
Yeah.
camera. Right. But yeah, no, I'm an actor from London. Currently reporting to you live from my car on my in my car park because the dream, living that lockdown dream.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've done sort of lots of radio dramas. I've just recently been announced to be playing Dodo chapter coming back. So companion from the 60s, back for Big Finish, like the audio drama series. So super excited about that. My first one of those, and recently played Maya in a BBC Radio 4 three-part drama called The Fall Down, out now on BBC Sounds. If anyone wants to tune in to feminist dystopian drama. So on
Awesome.
top of that, I've got a million and one other jobs, as actors have to do. So yeah, I'd like to keep busy. I also present on a radio station called Hoxton Radio. So I've been doing lots of that recently. It's been really fun. We did a couple of Easter specials over the weekend. So yeah, if you like your 90s music, you can listen to me and my friend Kerry Boyne doing a 90s special show, which we did on Sunday. And if you like rock music, special with a presenter called Liam Young. So yeah, I like to mix it up.
Who doesn't? Anyone who mixes it up has like a really awesome vibe to themselves, and I can tell that about yourself right now in this like interview. So you got a really cool vibe to yourself, and I can't wait to see your version with Big Finish Audio as Dodo, because she was such a great companion back in the day with the first Doctor's era. And with the first Doctor's era, I actually have a figure of the first Doctor.
No way! I
Yeah.
love that.
So yeah, I'm really keen for your Dodo. So we'll dive right into the questions about your Dodo. So for my very first question, uh, when you first got casted in the role of Big Finish, what was like the whole experience like for you getting to be Dodo? Like, what were your emotions like?
Yeah, so like when I got the call, I just thought, oh my God, this is so cool because I've done a few episodes for Big Fish, and I've played little characters who pop up here and there. Like I played Ivy Clark. in one with David Tennant and Catherine Tate, which is amazing. That was by Roy Gill, called The Creeping Death. That one was just, oh my God, it was London in the 50s, smog, and Ivy was this little cinema attendant, and an usherette, sorry, in a cinema. And so doing that was just so awesome, and I just thought it was so fun to go on all these little adventures here and there. Awesome. So I was just, I'd love to go on multiple adventures. And so it was one of those weird things where I've just been thinking, I would really love to do one character and just stay as that one character and go on those things. So when I got the call, I just thought, what? No way! Like I get to go on adventures as Dodo, like on all these, for a whole of series. So yeah, it was amazing because it was something that I've been thinking this would be really cool to do. And also, I mean, how fun to bring back a character that was on screen many years ago, but then kind of her character didn't really develop her story. She just kind of popped up and then went again. So it's really nice to bring her back and develop her a bit more. And for the writers, I was thinking this is what an opportunity for the writers to further out this character, and for the fans to get to know her a bit more in the modern day, I guess. So it's always quite cool to be there was a starting point, and now I get to sort of take her on my own and develop her and take her to where, you know, I feel that she goes. And hopefully people like it.
Oh, trust me, like as I mentioned before, from the vibe I'm getting from you, like you'll be truly incredible as Dodo, and I can't wait to hear your version of Dodo for Big Finish Audio. As soon as I saw that you got casted, I was like, wow, like I have to do an interview with you. I was like, man, like, because I'm such a huge Doctor Who fan, and Doctor Who's like been a part of like my life since I was like since I was like 3 years old. My parents got me into it, and I'm like, Doctor Who's the thing that I go to, and it makes me feel really positive in myself, and I just love doing interviews with like Doctor Who people. So I'm glad that you got casted in the role of the amazing companion Dodo. So yeah. So on to my very next question for you. This is probably gonna be a hard question for you. So who would be your all-time favorite Doctor?
That is really difficult because so many have graced our screens. That is a difficult one. Okay, I'm gonna go, if I can only pick one, I think it's gonna be David Tennant. I just loved his Doctor, and I think I'm a little bit biased as well because I've worked with a few incredible Doctors through Big Finish in the audio dramas, but working with him, he was so funny, both like in recording and also just in the green room when we were waiting and chatting to go record our scenes. But I just felt I was in the presence of someone really, really special, really cool. When we were sort of conversing character when we were recording it, we just do these like crazy things, and he was so eccentric, but so believable as well. And I think because I was a bit nervous, I was like, oh my God, I'm working opposite David Tennant, who I've anyway as an actor. I think he's just phenomenal. Just all the intricacies, everything he does as an actor is so well thought out, well crafted. He fully commits to everything that he does. So I think I've just got such admiration for him as an actor, and his Doctor is just so quirky, so fun, so full of life. I know lots of them are, but for me, he's like my ultimate. When I think of Doctor Who, I just think, Tennant's Doctor Who is just amazing.
Awesome.
So, also, I love that he wears Converse all the time. So.
Yes, the Converse are man, incredible. By the way, to tell you a story about when everyone went into lockdown. So as soon as everyone went into lockdown last year, I actually had the privilege to do an interview with the amazing Sylvester McCoy, who was the 7th Doctor back in the day. He was incredible to do an interview with. And also Ace, the companion Sophie Aldred.
Yes.
I actually got the privilege to do an interview with her, and she was amazing also. So just a bit of facts to let you know that I got to interview them. So yeah.
That's incredible. I love that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So on to our very next question. So
Mhm.
if you could go anywhere in time and space in the TARDIS, what time period would you want to go to and why?
Okay, so I would love to go back. I mean, I'm born and raised in Camden in London, but I'm just obsessed with history, and I'm like, I would go back to sort of around the era when Jack the Ripper was around, sort of all, I guess like Victorian London. So I'd probably go back to that era where it's, yeah, I'm just always been obsessed with sort of like brothels and London in that sort of time. Yeah, so London in that era. Or I would like to go back to the Tudor periods and just hang out with Henry VIII and all his wives.
That's
So
good. Good choices.
I love the costumes as well. Also, like the Restoration era would have been too, like around when Charles II came in and sort of reinstated all the theatres. So yeah, that would have been. I'm just a bit obsessed with like all that costumey, all the costumes that everyone used to wear. I think wearing a corset 24/7 would be an absolute nightmare, but I'm here for it. But to figure it out, just just passing through, and then I can jump back in the TARDIS and come back to normal times. I probably
Yes.
skip the Corona situation though. I'd like to jump forward. But yeah, no, I think that's probably what I would do. I'd go to like the era London, or maybe swing by the Tudors and see what's going with them. But yeah, back in time, I'd rather be poor in those eras. The poor had it really bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So on to our very next question for you. So who would be your like all-time favorite like villain from Doctor Who and why?
Okay, so I think I'm going to keep this one classic. I reckon Davros and the Daleks, like super evil, like he's typical scientist. And I mean, if you look at cartoons as well, you've always got that kind of evil genius mind. So yeah, probably classic with those. And the Daleks are just so iconic when you think of Doctor Who and like baddies. Yeah, Daleks probably, but also the weeping angels.
Weeping Angels, yes. Yes.
When I used lots of art when I was growing up, and I used to like be obsessed with gargoyles and statues and things like that. And when you like stare at anything that you think of that you stare at long enough, and then you suddenly have to like double take. Did it just move? Did something? Did his eyes just do something? So
And
yeah,
the don't blink kind of stuff. Like
yeah,
how David Tennant's doctor was like, don't blink. Whatever you do, just don't blink.
Don't blink. Don't even blink. Blink and you're dead. They are fast, faster than you could believe. Don't turn your back. Don't look away, and don't blink.
And
yeah,
such a great line.
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love anything like that where it's just, especially, I don't know if you got to listen to the Creeping Death. Well, but things that like happen in the dark and you just can't see what's going on, like about these swarms of things that were happening in like the projector beams and in the light, but you can see them in the dark. So stuff like that, I love it.
Awesome. So on to our very next question. So back in 2017, you have actually been in a series called That's What She Said,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you actually got to play the role of Lee. What was that whole experience like for you?
You know, that was such an incredible experience. I did that with one of my really good friends, Adele James, who's actually she's in Casualty at the moment, which is a British medical drama over here in the UK. So yeah, she's like smashing it, and that was our first endeavor as like writers, directors, actors, producers. We kind of did it all, and it was such her for both of us because came up with the idea. Adele wrote most of it, and then I kind of like in and tweaked bobs and sort of like co-wrote it with her. And then we crowdfunded for it, so I learned all about like the craft of putting your, like, getting your own work up and running, and if you've got an idea, how to then navigate your way through that idea to bringing it to life, basically. So yeah, it was just about, it's mostly like a coming of age type of drama. Yeah, it was a really good experience in terms of like just how hard it, but yeah, showing us the importance of, if you want to make something and you want to create art and you want to do it, get up and do it. Like, there's nothing stopping anyone from going what you want, and it's a lot of work, and I think I wasn't really prepared for how difficult it was going to be, but it was so rewarding. Like, when we actually made it, us, and we did it all off our back, all our own money, like all our own time. Yeah, like props to if any of the actors are tuning in involved in it, like testament to everyone's belief in themselves. So hopefully we'll get to do some more with it at some point. Who knows, might get picked up. That's the thing, you have to make these things because you never know where to go. Yeah, you just never know what's going to happen.
Awesome. So on her very next question, so what was your like favorite memorable moment or scene to shoot in That's What She Said? And yeah,
because we were both like directing it as well as being in it. There was a few really good ones. One of them, I think we did like a little scene in a bathroom, and just getting the right angles, the right light. So I sort of grew up, I love trippy drugs movie, like, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, fun, anything that's quite quirky, arty, Requiem for a Dream, that sort of stuff, just that style of direction. So I think I had quite an image and vision in my head how I wanted it to look, in terms of like angles, color, framing, and all that kind of stuff. So when we got got to work hands on with that, I think that was probably my favorite scene. Also, there was a really fun one where we're just at a house party and all the girls just come into the room, everyone's had a few many, we're trying to like create that fun, young early 20s being at a house party looking for the person who like, maybe like just creating that fun factor, and it just back so many memories in uni, and just like living my best life, drinking alcohol out of like college, drinking from beer out of straw, keeping it girly. Fun scenes. It was good times. Although when we were filming, the house was so hot because obviously throughout the day we wanted it to be like, had to put sort of bin lights on the windows to black it out else, and it just kept so much heat in, and there was people and like machine as well, and like, all it being very sweaty, not glamorous at all.
awesome. So on to our very next question. So back in 2020, you have actually been a short drama called Frankie, and you got to play the role of Kerry. What was that whole experience like for you?
Yeah, that was amazing. So my friend Mickey, he's such a talented actor. I met him at National Youth Theatre over here, which is like you have to audition and go in, and then you do like a week introduction course and whatever, and then you're part of like the youth theatre, which is in the whole of the UK. I can't recommend enough if you're a young actor and you're watching this on definitely check out because it was an introduction into the so I met Mickey back in the day doing that. Then he writing his own projects, and I think similar to what me and Adele did, when we spend so much time auditioning for projects, and it's like, more often than not, no, you're not right, you don't look right, you don't sound right, you're not quite right, the chemistry isn't right between you and this other actor. So it's a lot of rejection for other people's work. And I think Mickey had an idea, he had a story, he wrote it, and then he just said, Lauren, like, do you want to come work on it with me? And I was like, absolutely, yeah, let's make it happen. Because I think, again, that's an important part of being an actor. You've got to be in it for work and making art and telling stories, and not just like, I'm just auditioning because I want to be in this, I want to be there doing that. Like, that's great if you get lucky and you get to do all of those things, but I think it's mostly important to tell stories, that you believe in, that you resonate with, and that other people might resonate. So that one, yeah, I think that's doing the short film circuit, and then who knows? I'm trying to get him to make it into a feature. I'll have to check it out. But there's an amazing other actor in it himself. He wrote it and was directing it. There's an actor called John Travers in it, and he's incredible. So check him out. He's doing really good things.
Awesome. So on to our very next question. So who inspired you as a person to get into acting in the first place?
Do you know what? I don't think there was like a particular one person who inspired me to get into acting. I think when I was a kid, I was really, really shy, and I was like babied a lot by others. I just wouldn't really speak. It was a case of my parents put me into drama school. I went to a performing arts school when I was quite young to try and just on Saturdays, not full time, just to boost my confidence. And then there was something about like being other people and getting in the heads of other people that I found a new level of confidence. And I don't know what it was, whether it's like escapism or just being have my imagination like run riot and be able to live out all these like stories that I like sit and think of myself. Get to do that. And it's, I don't necessarily think it's like hiding behind something, but it definitely gave me some kind of newfound confidence doing drama classes. And that's why I think it's so important for the kids to be able to express themselves and to do drama classes from an early age, because you just get this confidence that you can then transfer to every other aspect of your life. Yeah, I don't think it was like one person, but I think it would go into that. And then off the back of doing that, I got a play when I was quite young near me called The Hamster. Such a amazing, like, I love, really lovely thing, really cool work there. I did that at about 11, and I think from doing that, about 10 or 11, and doing that like, I think it was like a 6 or 9 week run, all over summer. I paid as like an actor when I was 10. I just thought, yeah, it's good for me. Like, I want to do this. I think I want to do this for real. It's real work. And I met some incredible actors there, and I two actors that really inspired me there: Claudie Blakely, and another one called Vicky Alcott, was in a TV series over here called Bad Girls, and we've stayed this day. We'll keep in touch now. And she came to like my primary school and did an acting class with all of us and whatever. So yeah, both of them inspired me. But yeah, just going to acting classes from a youngster, I think, just really.
Awesome. So on to our very next question. So what have you learned about yourself as a person, like especially during COVID?
Oh my God, that I can't sit still. Like, I'm always on the go. I just love doing lots of different things. And as I was saying, like, I used to present a rock show like 10 years or so ago, and it kind of made me. Oh, Ollie's just said nice bar. Thanks. It's actually a beetle. If you can put the flower in it, I love it. Yeah. What was the question? I've forgotten.
What have you learned about yourself as a person, like especially during COVID?
Short attention span, apparently. Can't sit still. Always doing 1,000,001 different things. But I've learned like I think I've just learned more that I set my mind to, because sometimes I think we all get a bit stuck in our bubbles and stuck in our ways and stuck in, oh, I can't do that because that's not me. I don't really know if I don't know, and I'm too scared to do that. This has taught me like you can actually do anything you set your mind to. You just need to work at it, keep going, never give up. And also I think I've learned about the power of like being grateful, staying positive, and just being really in tune with like what's around, and taking it back to basics in terms of gratitude. Like, I'm so grateful that I've got a roof over my head. I'm so grateful that I've got multiple jobs that keep money coming. I'm so grateful that this opportunity to character as Dodo. Like, I'm so grateful to have radio develop new skills in my life. So yeah, like lots of gratitude, and the importance of taking time out for you to check in with yourself and about like your wants and your needs and stuff, and the importance of family and health is wealth. Never take it for granted.
Yes. So on to our very next question. So if you could be in any TV or movie franchise, what would it be? And
Obviously, I want to go into Doctor Who, the TV one now. I've done
yes.
radio and lots of audio, but I think it's time. I would love to either for them to either bring Dodo back in for TV, or I'd really like for Ivy Clark to have a season. I feel like there was such a positive response from all the fans who listened to The Creeping Death, and lots of people were saying Ivy needs a spin-off. And I'm like, I'm here for that. If I give the people what they want. So yeah, I really enjoyed playing Ivy. I think she was a great little character. And she had a lot more to give. I think it's a shame that she, disappeared. I'd love to know what she's up to now, where they went off the TARDIS next, because she went off. So let's see where they went. I'd love to have.
Yes. Awesome. So on to our very next question. So what are the positives and negatives into the whole acting industry, and how do you get through those negatives as a person?
Yeah, okay. Well, after I studied theatre at uni, a little bit of a time, I worked in the music industry, and that was a real eye-opener with bands, and I was working behind the scenes for a major record label. And just seeing that side of stuff, it really made me up as a person. I think I got yelled at by my boss a few times, just being exposed to these crazy personalities that, they just don't care. They'll just say it as it is. Yeah, they're eccentric, artistic people. And I'm quite a nice, I was a very shy person. I'm always really positive. And it's just not in my nature to be nasty or to be rude. But being exposed to people who are quite I don't know, let's say a bit more direct. I'm very British. I will dance around or addressing them and whatever. I'm just rather be polite and than saying something or just being mean to someone. I think having that little out from the acting industry really toughened me up as a person, and I sort of grew a really thick skin, and then I was ready to come back. So then I went and trained at drama school after a little in the music industry, really focused, really ready for it. Just I don't know. I feel like I think that has really helped me now that I'm doing it, because as I said earlier, acting is sort of around for people to say yes to you. And you just constantly go up for stuff, and you're constantly told no. So you just have to be like, okay, all right, cool. Well, watch when I come back next time, and I will be right for it this time. So yeah, as you've got to have a lot of determination, a lot of belief in yourself, a lot of resilience, and get up and go, and not take no take the no's and be like, not go and sit and cry about it. Just be like, wasn't for me. Next. Move on to the next one. So maintaining that sort of and the gratitude to have been given the in the first place, because sometimes that's the hardest part, actually being considered and getting for stuff.
Awesome. So on to our very last question. So what's next for you, for the rest of 2021 that you would like to announce on the show?
Yeah, well, obviously Dodo's going to have plenty more adventures. I've just been announced as one of the guests for Chicago TARDIS. So if anyone's tuning in later on or now, that will be in November. So I'll be jumping on board that party train and coming to Chicago. So hopefully COVID will have disappeared by then. People can make it. So that'll be really, really fun. And yeah, I'm shooting a film hopefully next month called Murder Ballads. So that'll be fun if you're a fan of Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, any of the Simon Pegg kind of films. It's it's not really a horror, it's a comedy slasher film industry. So if you like kill your friends and one of the and Hot Fuzz, like that kind of mashup style. So yeah, that'd be. And it's gonna have a banging whole soundtrack too. So yeah, so tuned for that one.
Awesome. Well, can I just say thank you so much, Lauren, for taking the time to come onto my show. It was such a pleasure having a chat with you about your incredible projects with your upcoming role as Dodo. Super excited for you. You have such an incredible and amazing future ahead of yourself. Do you have like any last final thoughts that you'd like to say on the show to people?
Just that, thank you so much for having me. Like, this has been so nice. Like I said, I don't do, this is probably my first Insta live interview. So yeah, thank you for having me. This is incredible. And everyone, the Doctor fans have been so incredibly supportive already. Like, my first episode it's available for pre-order via Big Finish. So you can do it now, but it's not out till later on in August. So I'm just excited for everyone to hear what I'm doing. Keeping her accent, little sneaky peek. She's got an accent. The fans will know that her accent changes.
Awesome.
So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's such an honour, and I feel so welcomed into the big Doctor Who family already. So I'm just see where it goes.